Okay. Okay, so we are live and I'll just start sharing.
Yeah, that's good, Manali.
Okay. Why can't I get? Oh, there. Okay. Have it now. Okay.
Manali, shall we start? Hello, everyone. We welcome you to the informational session about the SciROI's recruitment drive of 2021. So, as you all know, SciROI is a volunteer-driven nonprofit organization based in the US that helps Indian postdocs who are currently training abroad to find jobs in India and to transition back and to reintegrate with the scientific ecosystem in India. So this is a platform that started in 2015, and Manali, can we go to the next slide? And ever since we have started off by having annual young investigator style meetings. And during these meetings, some of the major concerns raised by the meeting attendees as well as the SciROI members was that the application process for the recruitment in the Indian in the different research institutes in India is a very opaque process. It takes too much time. It's very slow. They don't respond, and we are like, it's extremely frustrating for the candidates and applicants. So as our mentor Asim always says, we don't complain. We try to figure out what solutions can come, what are solutions that we can come up for this problem. To overcome this hurdle, SciROI started a one-on-one interview process. That is an in-person process that happens during the annual meeting that happens every year. So that started in 2019 for the first time. But in 2020, because of the pandemic, we actually had to move our meeting to the virtual format. So then it created a big question, like how do we facilitate this one-on-one interview process? And we thought probably we should have an experiment and try to do this recruitment in the virtual format. And that was basically what prompted us to start a virtual recruitment drive. So what we have to tell you is so SciROI's recruitment drive is basically a platform to bring the Indian STEM diaspora abroad and the Indian recruiters together so they can have a face-to-face meeting. What we have to tell you is that it's not a replacement for the actual recruitment process for the different institutes, especially because we have like both the public institutes as well as private institutes being part of this recruitment drive. And as you know, the recruitment policies and the rules for the public institutes are kind of immutable. It's very hard. They can't really change those processes. So they are using this SciROI's virtual recruitment drive as a pre-selection or like a pre-screening process. And some of the private institutes uses the SciROI's platform as the first round of the formal interview. You still have to go through other rounds of interviews when it is in the case of private institutes. So you might ask, like, why should we have a pre-selection process? What advantages does it give us? So SciROI's platform allows you to basically apply to multiple universities simultaneously. That is one of the first advantage. Then it also says that we are in the loop involved, as SciROI is negotiating with these different universities to get the responses from them, and we are in constant touch with you and basically replying back. Either it's a positive response or a negative response, we are in constant touch with you, so that you can get this process done in probably like 3 months or 4 months. You will be done with the whole. You get a closure in some sense. The other important thing is that you get a chance to interact with the recruiters before your selection process. That is something that's very important. You can put a face to your application, and there are a bunch of people who are interested in your profile and who are vouching for you and who wants you to be recruited in some sense. So having that gives you an added advantage compared to other candidates. So being part of SciROI, even though it is an extra added process that you have to go through, it gives you certain advantages. So dependent on so last year when we did this for the first time, now can we go to the next slide? We have talked with 12 institutes in India. We have actually talked with multiple other institutes, but we managed to convince 12 institutes to join our recruitment drive. And there were almost 130 participants from our member base last time. And together, there were almost 578 applications that were sent out to by these 130 participants to different institutes. And the institutes basically chose almost 171 of those applications. And we had 171 interviews conducted within a span of 1 week. And we had 13 job offers that has actually happened during this process. And you can see that it's almost 10% compared to the normal 7 to 8% what people say is that the chance of getting a faculty position. We are actually doing much better than that. Manali, can we go? So this time, we are again doing this recruitment drive for 2021. And some of the things that you have to remember is that this particular drive is for individuals who are outside India, who are actively seeking employment opportunities right now. Please remember that this is only for people who are outside India, and not for people who are currently working in India. The reason is that we have SciROI's mission is to facilitate the transition for the diaspora to return back to India. That's one of the first reasons. And the other one is that we have already talked to the recruiters and promised them that the participants are going to be from outside abroad. So if this does not match the criteria, we are going to remove people who are, those applications who are from people who are coming from India. And the people who you have to register for the SciROI 2021 recruitment drive. The registration is currently going on, and it will end. Manali will give you the detailed timeline. And there is a fee of $20 that is applicable during the registration process. And each of the jobs, there are more close to 10 universities which have posted their jobs in our recruitment portal right now. And some of their requirements for each of the job is very different. So please read through their job descriptions and ensure that you're eligible for these different jobs. And now Manali will take over and will give you a detailed description of the different processes that happens during the recruitment drive.
Thank you so much, Atul. So I would like to welcome all our attendees, and I hope you're having a nice Saturday till now. So I just wanted to mention, because some of you have joined a little bit late, we are having this really short chat. I'm sorry about that. But after this, we will open up the platform to questions. If you have any questions right now, please post them in the chat box, and then in the Q&A, we will take them up. Thank you. And with that, I'll just go through a few more points about the recruitment drive. So as Atul mentioned, the first thing we do is to find out who will be, from Indian Institute, who will be willing to join our recruitment drive. So this year, it's already finalized. So we have 10 institutes, and I'll be going through their names and job descriptions in a little while. But that's basically the first step we go through. And then the next step is for you, which is you apply for the positions you like. Now, this is currently ongoing. We started it on May 13th, and we will be going till May 26th. Again, we will be going through the timelines in a little while. Then after the registration is over, the SciROI team, including Atul and me, we will be going through all the documents that you have sent us and compile them in a booklet for a specific institute and send them to them. This will be done in a completely impartial and unbiased manner. We won't be doing any shortlisting or anything. It's all on the institute. We will just be making it, like in a way that they find it easy on themselves to go through your documents. And after that, the recruiters will take around 2 weeks to shortlist the candidates, and then they will send us the names along with some slots for the interviews. And then the shortlisted, and then we will contact you again, whoever has been shortlisted, that you have been shortlisted, and please sign up for the interviews. And we will do this through a calendar scheduling. So again, we will do all the back-end work. You just have to respond to that. And also, who haven't been shortlisted at this point, we will also get, send you an email and let you know, so that you're not waiting for that. And the last phase for our recruitment drive is the one-on-one interviews on SciROI's Zoom platform. So once we have scheduled them, these interviews will go on for a week. So with that, I'll delve into a bit of the timeline. So all these topics we have mentioned, there are some deadlines to all these phases. So as I mentioned, the recruitment drive registration has opened. So that was May 13th. And today is May 22nd, which is when we finalize the recruiters list. So again, there are 10 recruiters who are coming. And May 26th, which is 4 days from now, is when the registration drive will close. So what is meant by that is, how Atul mentioned that you have to register and pay a small fee. That part will close. But if you have registered by May 26th, we are giving till May 28th to finish all of your applications that you would like to apply through our portal, because there are a lot of documents, and we realize it's important to go through, last minute things. If you're registering on the last day, you need a few more days to go through everything. But that is a very, very hard deadline for your end. So May 28th, end of the day, Eastern time, we will finish stop all the applications. And we will be sending you an email after the registration closes, letting you know this. about the hard deadline. And then there is a waiting phase for you where we will contact the recruiters on the other end and let them know about your documents, and they will select whoever they would like, and then come back to us. So that takes a little bit of time, around 2.5 weeks. And then between June 19th and 23rd, we will let you know again who has been selected and how to schedule the interviews. And then the final interviews, these will be one-on-one interviews between you and the recruiter. And it will on between June 20th and July 4th. So that's a Monday to Sunday a week, kind of. So that's the idea. Okay. So with this, I'm sure you will have a lot of questions. We'll get to them. But just to finish off, who are coming for this recruitment drive? So we have for now IIT Gandhinagar, who are looking for assistant professor positions across all disciplines of engineering and sciences. We have IIT Roorkee, who are currently looking for assistant professor positions in chemical engineering department. We have Indraprastha Institute of Information Technology, Delhi. It's a very well-known engineering college in India, and they are looking for assistant professor positions for the following departments that you can see here: human-centered design to social science to all the basic engineering disciplines, and also a Center for Computational Biology and Mathematics as well. And then we have one non-academic institute joining us this year, which is Cactus Communication, and they are looking for a trainee scientific writer for PhDs in pharmacology or life sciences. And now moving on to some of the private institutes who are joining us, we have Ashoka University, and they are looking at faculty positions at multiple levels in biology, chemistry, physics, and computer science. And the really good thing, or the new thing we're trying to start this year, is also try to get a lot of non-academic positions started on our recruitment drive. So we have from Ashoka, for example, non-faculty positions, which are research and development office positions. So if you go to the recruitment drive portal, you will see what are the requirements and everything. And then we have Amrita Vishwa Vidyapitham, and they have faculty positions in computer science, artificial intelligence, cyber security, biotechnology. And again, a new thing we are trying to start is go a bit beyond the usual STEM sector. So a management position. You can have a background in maths and statistics and finance and still apply for such management positions. So I would request you to check those out as well. If you're from management background, great, like go for them, right? And again, Amrita has also asked us to look into if someone will be interested in scientific writer positions, and they have a couple of departments, public health to biostatistics. So please look into those as well. And then finally, we have, actually not finally, we have Geetam, who also has faculty positions available at all of their disciplines, actually. So they are kind of mentioned here. And worry not, we will be posting this recording, so you can go through this at your own time and kind of, go through the names and everything. And the final three are Plaksha University. It's a new and upcoming university based on education, bridging education and science. And again, they have faculty positions at all levels. And I have again underlined business just to show you that, if you want to check out what are the backgrounds they need, you can apply for that as well. And then we have Ahmedabad University, and they are hiring profusely, actually. They are hiring at both science level and engineering level. So you can see a lot of departments up there, basic science and engineering. So please check those out in our recruitment portal, starting from anywhere from biology to computer science to mechanical engineering. And finally, we have UPES, and they are looking for really expanding their, their campus a lot. Like the last time I talked to him, he said he was looking for, the managing director, he said he's looking for like around 70 open faculty positions at one point. So, like that's just something like we should, if you can grab the opportunity, please do. Please check out UPS and all the positions that are available. So assistant and associate level positions. Again, they have a business school as well. So with this, I'll just say a few more words to end our informal session, and then we'll open up for questions. So a very few guidelines on how to go about this process. So now you have seen what the process is, why we are doing it, who are coming for it, the timeline. So what are we expecting kind of through this, right? So for example, the recruiters are already finalized, as I said. So if at this moment you go to our website and check out the names and everything, they are the final list you will see. So for the next few days, you can just go ahead and start applying for all of them. You can apply to as many of them as, or even all 10 if you would like to. If they have that position available that is in your field of expertise. But if you have registered before today, I would request you to go back and check out, because we have been updating the job portal regularly. So please check the updates, and you might find something that was not there previously, but you would like to apply now. Again, I think Atul mentioned this point, but very important, document requirements are different for different institutes. So I'm not only talking about someone asking for a CV and someone asking for a research statement. So even if there are a few slight differences which we have mentioned in the form, someone can ask for a CV, but the other institute is asking for a CV which definitely has to have a Google Scholar citation. A Google Scholar. So just something to keep in mind, just follow the rules we have there, what the institutes are asking, and you will be fine at that point. And all the documents, please upload in PDF format. If you don't, it will give you an error. You have to anyways go back and upload them in PDF format. So, from the beginning to save some time. We would request to go through the application form, and before submitting, have all the required documents in your hand and then submit. Because if you submit the application form twice, as I said, we will not be going through it manually. We will not be doing any, looking through the things. So it might be that it goes to the recruiters twice, and that is something we are trying to avoid. So please submit only once. And the same thing goes to do not press back button after submit, because that can mess up with your form getting downloaded uploaded in our server. And with that, I'll just also add a little bit is you will be receiving a confirmation email after every form, after every application, you hit submit. Wait a couple of hours if you don't get it right away, but you will receive a confirmation email with your the institute you applied for and the ID. So please keep that in, save that somewhere. And if you have any questions for us, you can write to our email ID and mention that form number and the institute you applied to when you are writing. We welcome any questions you have about the institutes, about the forms, but we would also ask to be a little bit patient about the timeline that we have showed you. It's a very, a timeline that we are trying to follow for both you and the recruiters, but things go here and there. So if you see that things are maybe a couple of days behind, please give it some time, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. That is something, we can definitely promise. And also at that point, the team, the entire SciROI team will be working on everything. So, the answering emails for timeline would be an added pressure on that part. So in order for us to do it efficiently, we will get back to you as soon as possible. I think that was that. And I will stop sharing. And okay, so this is this is like an informal session. So we have another 40 minutes left, and we would like to have questions from you. I already see that some of you have put questions, so maybe we can start taking them, Atul. And please, in the meanwhile, keep putting questions in the chat. And if you would like to say something, please raise your hand. I mean, on the Zoom, please raise your hand, and then we'll get to you. So
the first question is from Rahul, and he wants to know is that the list of universities and institutes that you have already shown in the presentation. So we just want to make sure once you go into the SciROI website, there is a registration link. You click that and you register, and then on your right side there is a panel which shows all there is a list, a button that takes you to the list of all recruiters and all the different job opportunities that is there. And there is an application form there. You just click that and then fill up according to the questions that is there in the application form. It's a very simple, direct process. Please don't send us any application form via email. It has to be uploaded into our website.
Right. So again, the second question also we have answered. Will any new institutions be added to the current list? So no. Yes, this is.
The third question is, how do we send the application package? I just told you that it has to be uploaded onto our website. You register first and then go to individual application forms, and you have to upload your CV and all the required other documents into the portal. Please don't send us anything by email. An ecologist looking for an academic position. I think one of the universities is actually looking for an environmental science position, I think, right?
I can go back and check.
Yes, I think there is one position in the environmental sciences there. The registration link, Manali, can you send the registration link right now in the chat?
Sure.
So as I told, in case we have already applied, as Anil asked, in case we have already applied to some of the institutes very recently, are we supposed to reapply? Sure, you can try that. As I told you, this is not a replacement for their actual process. So you can do that if you are selected through the SciROI recruitment, and then you are and the institute is actually interested in you, then you can probably mention that you have already applied, and you can take that conversation with the recruiters later if you are selected through our process. And if you are not selected through the SciROI's recruitment process, you can still apply through the institute's regular process as well. We're just trying to provide a platform where this process can be done in a more efficient, more faster way, and you don't have to wait and be frustrated about not getting a response.
Okay. I think how to find out the specific requirement of all the different institutes. So we already showed you. You will be able to view this recording, and you can see what are the requirements. And then once you register and you start applying, there is a lot more details for each institute. For each application form, you will see a lot more details.
Do you need to submit research proposal, teaching proposal, or other similar documents that cannot be prepared in 2 to 3 days? Some of the universities are very particular, especially some of the private universities who want to use this as a first phase of their formal interview. They are very particular, and they want the research and teaching and all other statements. Some of the other universities which are using this as a pre-selection process, they are just asking for your CVs. So and I know that it's a bit difficult to prepare it in 2 to 3 days, but that's the timeline that we have to stick with right now. So we can't extend that beyond 2 to 3, beyond 28.
Okay.
Do the institutes require recommendation letters to be sent by referees before shortlisting for interviews? At this point, we do not require any recommendation letters. So as I told you, this is a pre-selection or the initial stage of your interview. They will ask for recommendation letters directly. After you go through the interview process and if you are selected, you will be in direct communication with the institute, and SciROI will take a backstage. And if there are any other requirements, the university will directly contact you and you will be interacting there.
So just to add to that, there are a couple of universities who have asked for a list of references, which we usually have in our CVs, just 3 or 5 names. And again, as Atul mentioned, they will contact them directly. These recommendation letters are confidential, so those will not go through our process. The institute will contact you and your recommenders directly.
So is it possible to send Ashoka University's open position link? Sorry, unless you register, and you will not be able to access any of the links. We will not be able to send you any links prior to registration.
Okay. So I see, I see one more question. Manipa, maybe if you can write an email to us with your CV and specifically detailing the details, which it's a very brief here. So if we would like to take up that. And now I see a couple of hands. So maybe Adit, you want to go first and start?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for the information. It was very informative. I had a couple of questions. First one is a lot of these institutes ask for, like they ask for the Ramalinga Swami or some kind of like fellowship when, return to India. Are these institutes currently asking for that? Because I know the application isn't open until October, or that's when the RLS application rotation starts. So
Right.
are they asking for that? And if so, like when we talk to them in person, would that be something that they will look for?
So this time, it's kind of all the 10 institutes, they have open faculty position.
Right.
We actually had that last time.
Yeah, I think
If you can mute, maybe it's, yeah, thank you. So what happens is last time that happened, and they were looking for specifically re-entry fellows. But this time it's mostly they are looking for positions that they have, and if you get selected, they will give you the position. Now, if you are someone who would like to apply for such a fellowship along with getting a position,
Right.
then I would request you to take that up during your interview. I'm sure you will also have time to talk to them about your concerns.
Right. Okay. So it's not. These positions are independent of whether the applicant has RLS or not. That's what I'm getting, right?
At this time, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So the application deadline is May 28th when we send out, and you were saying we can apply to multiple ones, and then they will look at the applications individually through your portal, and then they can like pick or choose like whoever they think would be going into the next round, so to say.
Exactly.
So you guys are are you guys kind of screening through these applications and then sending them, or like?
No.
Okay, I see.
We are just compiling them and just sorting them a little bit for their help, and sending it out. That's all we are doing.
Oh, I see. Okay. So the other thing I was thinking, like these institutes, they are contacting you directly, or like whether you guys can also in the future, reach out to other places like, IIT Kanpur or like some other places, right? Like ISC, or do they come and like, directly contact you guys that can we put our link up, on your site?
So it happens both ways. Usually, if it's a public institute, we are the ones who are chasing.
Okay.
A new private institute, if they come to know about SciROI, they'll try to contact us and see if we have something like this.
Yeah.
I can tell you a little bit. I know this question comes up again and again, so maybe others have the same question as well. All the public institutes, as Atul mentioned, have a very set process of how they go through recruitment, right? So you can apply to them, and they will take like 6 months or more than that to go through that process.
Right.
It's a little hard, like also this is our second drive, so it's only been like 6-7 months for us as well, but we are trying. So the process becomes a little hard to to bring them on the same platform where we are providing them a pre-screening process, right? So we are trying, we are in the way, we are talking to them, prior to the recruitment drive and asking them if this is something that would help them and trying to convince them. But just something to keep in mind that the recruitment process in India is slightly different than what you have probably seen here. Private universities, on the other hand, and non-academic universities are a little bit more open. The rules are a bit more relaxed, so they can work with us to, kind of vary their recruitment process a bit, so they can do one round of interview through us, for example. So that's something to keep in mind. But we are trying our level best to reach out to as many institutes as possible. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Priyadarshini, do you want to ask your question now?
Yeah. Thank you for organizing such event and this informative session. Just a technical question. When I register in the SciROI link for this recruitment drive, I already pay the money, but still, when I open the link again with my login, it again takes me to the payment portal than going for the application itself. So I don't know if I'm missing something there. I just gone through the website. I couldn't find any information on this.
Yeah, Priyadarshini, could you send an email to me with the receipt and your username that you created?
Sure. Yeah. With the same research.ops.
Yes. So research.ops.india@gmail.com.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much.
And sorry about the trouble. I'll get to it.
No worries.
We have Shweta.
Hi. So I have a question. So I'm planning to, I'm not sure, is this recruitment, right? Does this happen every year? Because I'm not completely ready to apply at the moment, but then we are planning a move back to India around the same time next year. So I'm not sure whether I should start the process of application now or whether I should wait for the drive that would probably happen next year too. And then would it, if I try out this time and try out next time, would that be seen as something negative? So what is your opinion on that?
Atul, you want to take up?
I think you can apply, whenever you are ready, you can apply. So the thing is, what we have to tell you is that we are trying to do this every year, or probably every 6 months we are trying to, depending on how we manage to talk with the recruiters and stuff like that. But it is going to happen every year. At least that's what we are trying to do. So whenever you are ready, you can use our platform.
Okay. Yeah. So for the experience of doing this, can I try out this year as well as next year?
Sure, you can. You can definitely try out, and it can be used as if it depends on, it depends on your profile, and if it is good enough at this point and some of the recruiters are interested in that profile, they will pick you. And then you can go through the process and then see how it goes forward. Yeah. From SciROI's side, there is absolutely no restrictions. You can apply how many ever number of times.
Okay, great. Thank you. Great platform.
And just thank you. And just to maybe add to this, if you are thinking of applying even separately, let's say sometime in the year, that is completely fine. Like applying through SciROI for, let's say, IIT Gandhinagar doesn't mean that you can't apply to IIT Gandhinagar in the same year later on. Again, as Atul mentioned, it's a completely separate, process. So yeah.
Are these positions also advertised outside of SciROI?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. We are just trying to facilitate the process, the long wait and to hear back and everything. So that's where we are trying to come in and trying to, maybe rush it up a little bit.
Okay, great.
The other thing is that the advertisements can be in different places. You have to go through different websites and all. So we are trying to reduce all the work that you have to do and put everything together so it becomes easier for the people to use again.
Of course, I hope more institutes kind of join here, more government institutes, and it'll be easier for everyone, I guess.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
Thanks.
Anyone else has any question? You can just talk to us, or you can put your question in the chat. I think something that came to my mind, Atul, I think we mostly talked about how the first stage is, maybe if while people are writing questions, I can mention that once this recruitment drive is over, what happens, right? You might be wondering, let's say you get the first interview, you are shortlisted for that. You interview on our platform, but as we said, I can tell you, for example, last time only one institute did their recruitment in one interview, right? They interviewed through SciROI's platform and then they hired. But most of the institutes will go through multiple interview rounds. And again, once you're shortlisted, we will provide you with that information, like what you expect after this. But just to let you know, there is like after the first interview is done with us, we will be notifying you that you have been either selected or not selected for the second round. And then we will kind of ask the institute to take it up from there directly. So they will be taking up from there. If it's a final letter, they will provide you that. If it's another round of interview, they will do that on their own. Or if they want you to apply through their own portal, again, as most of the public institutes will ask you to do, they will do that. But they now have a list of who you're contacting with, and they know who they're contacting with, and the process becomes much easier at that point.
I think we had a question. Dina Bandhu, you came online to probably ask a question.
Hi, thank you for conducting this one. And I have one question. I am not able to see that university in their university website, the position link. So when I will register in your portal, then after that, could you please send me? How could I reach the link to apply the university?
Everything. So once you register, so we showed you the names of the university and the departments you can apply to, right? But once you register, and then what you will see is the names of the universities along with application form link.
Okay, great.
Application form, it's our own SciROI's application form. You upload all your documents that the university has asked for, and send it to them as we mentioned in the timeline.
And that is timeline 28, you told, right?
Right. So by 26th, you have to register and pay that small fee. And 28th, you have to finish all the applications.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay. I see Atul is answering a question about how many offers were offered. So as Atul said, 13 offers till now, big asterisk that till now, because as we have mentioned this before, some of the recruitment processes of public institutes are long. So for example, we had the recruitment week last time in November, in late October, early November, and IIT Gandhinagar is still finishing the final stage of whoever they selected through our drive. So just to give you a bit of the idea. But on the other hand, some of the private institutes have already, given the offer letters and everything. So that's what we show you, like 13 offers have already been made, which are final.
So we would like to let you know that, we facilitate the interview. So it's mostly done through breakout rooms in the SciROI platform. We are never part of any of the interview, or we do not talk with the candidates to know what is happening inside the interview rooms. So we really don't know anything about how the interview process happens, or what is there. We try to stay away from all those. We want to stay away from that kind of to try to enter into such kind of conversations. So it's a very secure thing even for that to ensure that kind of total privacy for the recruiters and for the applicants as well.
I think something that has come up from that question, and we have actually thought about this, but this time due to COVID, we could not really contact a lot of people around. But we would like to also have opinions from from the members who actually got the final offers. And, if they can talk about their story of how they got it, that might help a little bit. So that's something in our, list of many things to do. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So any more questions? We can answer anything. Or anything about SciROI you want to know specifically? We do other things other than recruitment drive as well. So anything you can ask us. Okay.
Are you still adding anyone to your SciROI team? Team members, like recruiting someone, like a volunteer for SciROI, something like that?
So we do have a volunteer drive, which we do in the beginning of the year in January. So that's how the current team that you see, if you attended any of our other event, you will see the names also in our website. But if you are interested in, in being a part of SciROI in any way you want to do something, please write to that research.ops.india. If you have any ideas or anything, we will be happy to hear about that. But the official volunteer drive is in January. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Manal.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So, sorry.
Yes, Rahul, if you have a question, please go ahead.
Yeah, there, Rahul, yeah.
Hey, I wanted to ask you one more thing. Suppose I feel that my final paper is almost ready and it might come in next 6-7 months, and that will improve my CV a little further. So I wanted to ask you, do you think it's better to wait than applying in hurry? Or like if I apply now and I want to apply in IIT Gandhinagar again next year when my paper is ready, and if they are hiring that time also, will it affect my application that this guy had already applied and now he's applying again, he was rejected, whatever is the outcome?
That is something we are not experts on. So I don't think I have anything to.
I was just asking, just as per your experience, if you have seen these things.
This is literally the second recruitment drive we are doing. So maybe we will know after this one how, the first time, they selected everyone who they thought are good for their, for what they applied for. Sorry.
Thank you.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I don't think.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Maybe can I comment on this question? Because I was talking to Professor Dr. Bhatia from IIT Gandhinagar, actually. So well, not only him. So we had a PDF meeting organized by India Bioscience. So there were a lot of institutional representatives came, and what they are saying that it doesn't matter, like if you apply, if you don't get it in the first instance, when you think that you got the paper or more papers, and if you think you should apply again, you can reapply. So I think it's okay. This is what they all said.
Oh, thank you.
Can I also add?
Yes.
It's Abhijit.
Hi.
Yeah, as he mentioned that I was also part of that PDF meeting, and I can echo that. Like many times we hear this from the these mentors, that when you think that you are ready, maybe you are late for that. So they say that maybe prepare yourself in advance, and that's what we also feel, that maybe we are thinking of one particular paper or one absolute one which will give us the boost, but that might not always help. So it's basically we'll have to judge that, okay, how I see myself in next couple of years, because you understand the Indian process of recruitment takes its own time, right? So if I want to see myself in next couple of years in India, then probably now is the time I should start preparing for those. So I don't think that waiting for that very right moment when you have that exact publication which is ready, that should not hold us back. I think we can just apply.
I think it makes sense. Thank you, Abhi.
No problem.
And I would also just like to add, Rahul, that publications is not the only metric based on which you are getting recruited, right? There are many other things as well. Publications help, but if it can be offsetted, by many other things, like how you fit with the institute much better than other candidates will boost your profile. So just waiting for one particular paper probably might not be a great idea. So just keep in mind that papers are just only one factor.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, Atul. This is Ram. Nice to see you.
Hi, Ram. After a long time, man.
Yeah, after a long time.
Yeah.
So nice to see everyone here. I have a quick question. So it's a very nice drive that you are running, and I'm really excited to see the kind of work, the future options that you can provide through this platform. But a lot of people who are overseas may not know about fellowships that are available, and these fellowships can help in recruitment. So is there a common resource where, for example, in engineering domain, people who are working as postdocs, they can they can submit their grants. And if that grant get sanctioned, maybe that will help in getting recruitment or fellowships. So is there any platform in your knowledge that can help everyone?
Ram, we have to say two things here. So SciROI has been this has been one of the concerns that many of our members have asked before. So we have two resources for you. One is a funding database that we have in our website right now. So if you go there, you can have access to many of the funding opportunities that are currently available with the different funding agencies in India. And it's kind of sorted out in a user-friendly manner. So probably it would be helpful for you with that. The other resource that we have is that we are planning to do a series of workshops on basically developing grants or fellowship applications for these different transition grants that are available. So we already done a DST Inspire Faculty Fellowship webinar, and now we are in the process of planning for a Ramalinga Swami Fellowship as well. So just keep looking for the SciROI space. We are aware of these issues that are there, and we are trying to find solutions and try to provide resources that would be helpful for everyone.
Yeah, this is a great job. Thank you for providing this platform. I'll be in touch with SciROI, and then it will be helpful for future as well.
Sure.
Yeah, me too, the same.
Sure, definitely. Thank you. I can see Satvik's hand up. Satvik, if you want to go ahead.
Hi. Thank you for this platform. It's really great. I'm currently a grad student at the end of my PhD. I'm just curious, do you provide any kind of guidance, how to reach up to a situation where I can apply or reach the eligibility criteria and a few other things, because I think I'm in little early stage compared to the others, because I see most of the positions require at least a few years of postdoc and other things. So I'm just curious, can you provide, because you were saying you do have few other things which you do other than recruitment drive. So because I am from a different background, I'm basically a dentist by bachelor's, now completely moved on to research. I did my master's and now I'm doing my PhD. So my profile is slightly different compared to the other PhDs. So I lack proper guidance in this field because of my background. I hardly have any research guidance during my bachelor's, because particularly the state I came up from, they not all the medical and dental institutes have proper research. So I would like to know if you guys can provide some kind of a guidance.
Yeah. Can I take that up, Atul, if that's okay? Okay. So thank you, Satvik, for bringing that up. We have, so I'll give you a couple of things maybe here. So the first, actually, even before the recruitment drive, that was our thing, right? So SciROI was mainly an informational platform where we used to have a in-person annual event before COVID hit, where we would bring all the, the diplomats, all the like people who are actually doing this hiring and recruiting in India, institute, startup, industry, and we'll bring them together for 2 days in September, and they will tell you exactly what you're wanting to know right now. So, how you can apply to a specific institute or a group of specific institutes, like if you want to apply to AIMS, for example, we used to have someone from AIMS who would come up. So last day we shifted to a virtual mode, and we still had the same, we tried to keep it very similar. So I would request you to go to our website, and we have a lot of pre-recorded videos as well as the live webinars that we did during that annual event last year. And you can also check out our YouTube channel, where we have even recorded events from those in-person events I was telling you about. So all these are there. You can just check them out to see if this is these are all informational, right? They will tell you everything that you have to do for application, what kind of, things they're looking for, kind of. So you can check that out. The second thing I wanted to mention, and this is something very new, but we are also trying to have another component of SciROI, which is SciROI India. And one of the programs we are trying to start is a mentorship program for someone like you who would like to go back, but kind of not sure how to do that. So we have members who have already gone back. So we would like to bring them as mentors and kind of talk to you about all these. Once a week, once a month basis, however you prefer. So that's the idea, but it's a preliminary thing. And hopefully by the beginning of this annual event, we'll have something for you on that end as well.
Oh, that's a great thing. But I didn't mention as a mental thing, but yeah, that would be of great help, because it would even help us understand how to develop us for the application, what all we are having as a deficit, and to improve over the time, because I'm still within the range of the things, so I can build up in the following timeline.
In the meanwhile, absolutely. Yeah. I was a third year PhD student when I first attended SciROI's event. And at that moment, I had no idea that something like this exists, right? I can go back to India and actually not worry about little things. I don't know how to explain, but I'm sure you are at that stage.
Yeah.
And that really opened my eyes. And that's how, you can also come next year, join us in the team, and you will have firsthand access to a lot of things. So you can do that as well. So
yeah. Definitely. I would be interested, because the thing is, it's completely new based on, for example, whatever contacts I have, most of them are dentists who are in a bigger position or something, but lack the research guidance properly. So it took me a while to go up through this. So I would prefer, at least at this point, I might need some guidance, and the mentorship program would really, really help, I guess. Yeah, sure.
And Satvik, one thing I would like to add is that you don't really have to wait until that we are trying to get a mentorship program like that, but it might take some time. But if you need, LinkedIn is a good resource. You can just basically reach out to people who if you think that their profile slightly matches with you, or you can find, there are other resources like the National Mentoring Research Program. That's a network, National Mentoring Research Network, I think. There are different ways in which you can get these help that you require, or mentoring that you require.
Please look out. Through your program, as well as the Indian Embassy thing, I actually attended the Ahmedabad university thing, where I developed the contact. One of the professor actually, I had a conversation with him. It's really helping, even though I'm not applying at this point. It is even helping me to network at this point.
Yes,
it's really helpful. Your platform is really, really helpful.
Thank you.
Like me.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. I see Rahul's hand up, but I'm not sure if you already had it up from the beginning, or you have another question.
No, I think I asked I should remove it.
Okay.
Thank you.
No worries. Okay. Yeah, unless we have some more questions, maybe just visit our website. Again, we have posted the links in the chat multiple times. Visit our website. We have other programs as well. If you sign up as a member, you will receive a monthly newsletter You can check out our blogs. We are trying to bring as maybe another thing to Sadvik's point thing is that we are also trying to have blogs and guest bloggers. So people like you, if you would like to, contribute to our blogs, you can write on anything that's going on in Indian STEM sector, right? Something that's interesting, a unique career, a person who has been instrumental in doing something, a research field that you really like and you think should be highlighted. All of these we are trying to kind of bring up through our blogs, and you're welcome to join us as a guest blogger. I mentioned about the newsletter, and again, as Atul mentioned about the funding database, we also have a job portal that's open year-round, that is separate from this recruitment drive, because that is like, anyone can post their positions there and you can apply directly to the institute. That's just an idea of getting all of them together. But that's all that is doing, we won't be doing any interview or anything like for the recruitment drive we will be helping you with. And again, we have annual events, we have focused webinars, and yeah, just if you become a member, you will get all this information monthly and in between, so you can participate as much as you want. Okay, I think we can finish the meeting if that's all we had. Atul, you want to add something?
No, that's all. Like, if you have any more questions, you can write to us at research.ops or connect with us during any of the social media platforms.
Any of the other SciROI volunteers, we missed anything you want to add? Please do so.
Yeah, maybe I can just say, because I understand from this, because if they are really not familiar with SciROI platform, they might be overwhelmed by too many information right now. But this platform is not too old and too new also. I would say that it's like from 5 years. It is catering this kind of help to all the people who are willing to transition. So I'm sure many of you will be interested to contribute at our platform as well. So please look at, and the best way is being connected with us, and social media is one of them. We are very rich through all our social media platforms. If you are following us, you will be seeing every other day some of the other informations there, so that you hardly will miss. So if any of you are interested to join this team and building up from there, and this is understand is a bunch of postdocs and undergraduates and graduate students like us who are basically spearheading this campaign. So you all are welcome. And as Manali mentioned that by January, generally we start up that drive to recruit new volunteers who are interested or willing. So please have a look out for that. It's a great platform, I would say, for networking. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you everyone for coming today and spending your Saturday afternoon or evening with us, or wherever you are. We really appreciate that, and we hope that you can, if you are actively looking for positions in India, you do use the recruitment drive portal to your maximum benefit. Please apply as many as you can. You will only gain experience. There is literally nothing you will lose out from that. So with that, maybe I can stop the meeting. So thank you everyone, and stay safe, and bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.